I'm Ellie Wilkinson. I study zoology at Nottingham University and I have cystic fibrosis. So I've always been on disability living allowance since I was young. So they kind of phased it out into PIP. That's the personal independence payment. And I got the letter through asking me to apply for PIP, and I kind of assumed that it would just be pretty okay because I've always been on disability living allowance. There'd never been any issue with that, so why wouldn't it be okay? So we sent off the claim form, got invited to a face-to-face interview with an assessor. She asked me a lot of questions about, my day-to-day life, but I was quite healthy on the day of interview. She kind of mistook that as meaning that I was always healthy, I assume. So when we got the letter through with the decision, it was kind of a bit of a shock.
Ellie got in touch with the helpline when she was refused personal independence payment, and based on the assessor's opinion of her, she wasn't given enough points to qualify for personal independence payment. This meant that she wanted to dispute her decision, and I helped her with preparing for an appeal.
For the first appeal, we sent off a letter that my parents and Sangeeta and me all kind of had an input into. But no extra evidence, because it was just asking them to review the existing evidence and make a decision on it. We also got a negative back from that one, so which was also quite upsetting because that meant that we had to proceed to go to tribunal.
Ellie was somebody who has a condition that fluctuates, which is very common with cystic fibrosis. She'd had some bad periods in hospital, some not so bad periods when she was able to conduct her full-time studies. All those different kinds of days, we tried to work out how her condition was most of the time.
So on the day of the tribunal, I was the one who was standing up, presenting my data, telling them that they should give me this benefit. So then they sent us out the room, and then when we got called back in, they kind of slid a piece of paper over and they were like, "Here's your decision." I was like, "Woo, yay," because it was a yes. It was a huge relief. I've been able to, study more, because last year I had to redo the year because I was so ill, but also, to be honest, I got to the point where I couldn't afford to stay at uni.
Well, Ellie's a perfect example of where if you give somebody a small amount of information and guidance on the rules, that they can then use that to evaluate their own condition, to prepare their own case, and it is something that empowers her to then take that forward and to fight her own appeal.
So to anyone else who's going to do the same thing, applying or appealing, the first thing is, stay calm. If you think you can get it, you can. Just keep appealing. It's a lot of work, but it is worth it. And then the final thing is definitely ask for advice. The CF Trust has been amazing with their help. There's a lot of support available. There are people who know about this and can help you, and definitely use them.